This is a live look from Seattle at the waterfront this morning. It's still pretty early there, an hour earlier than us, but foggy, kind of drizzly, just what you'd expect of the Seattle weather this morning. Pretty soon, though, it's going to be fired up. Broncos country will be making their voices known there.
Hey, there's a pretty hardcore Broncos fan group that is kind of a mixture of people who live there in Seattle and those that made the journey for the opening game tonight ahead of Russell Wilson's return against his former team. Denver 7's Jason Grinauer is outside of Lumen Field this morning. You would have thought you were still in Denver with all the Broncos fans that you found. I'm sure the orange is easy to see mixed in with all the green and navy.
Yes, it absolutely is. And when I was first given this assignment, the instructions that I was given, fly to Seattle, follow around some Broncos fans, get kind of the taste, the feel, the flavor. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? What are they doing? And if I look a little bit tired this morning, it's because it's just after 5:30 Pacific time, not because I was out too late at the bar with Broncos fans. However, I did go to the bar with Broncos fans yesterday. Take a look at this video. This is from the Orange Herd Rally at the Bronco Backer Bar here in Seattle, St. Andrew's Bar and Grill. Now, the Denver Broncos Fans of Seattle group, made up of many Colorado expats, they brag about having more than 3,000 members, one of the biggest support fan groups in the country. They were there. People who flew into town to go to the game were there last night. It was a packed bar. It was a whole lot of excitement. I spoke to a couple of fans. Here's what they had to say.
This is like being back home for the moment, you guys. This is like, Bronco heaven for us up here in Seattle.
There's a lot of Denver fans here, more than you would expect. So it's really cool to see everybody show up, right? Whether they're coming from out of town or they live here, just in my case. So it's just awesome to be around this and see this happen.
And making a bit of a surprise appearance, new Broncos team president Damani Leach, as well as Team Hall of Famer and Denver 7 contributor Steve Atwater. They showed up at the bar to cheers and give a toast to Broncos country. So the plan now for today outside of Lumen Field in about 10 hours or so, there's going to be a tailgate that Bronco fan group plans on kind of parading into the stadium. They say their hope is when their team takes the field, in this sea of green and silver that they have going on here, they call it the 12th man. They hope that their team sees and hears just a little bit of orange and blue in the stands.
Jason, I wanted to ask you, Jason, did you run into any Seahawks fans who are like Russell Wilson fans still, or did they switch allegiances here, or are they torn about this? What did you find out?
Yeah, Nicole, I mean, it's easy to run into Seahawks fans. We have been running into them really ever since we got off the plane. Haven't seen too many Russell Wilson jerseys out here. We did see an occasional Seahawk fan kind of making their way through that bar last night. They were greeted with a few just kind of friendly boos, but they have a chant here in Seattle. One person yells C and the rest of the group yells Hawks. Well, like it or not, Russell Wilson, ever since saying it at his introductory press conference, now has given a new cheer for Broncos fans, and that, of course, is Broncos country. Let's ride.
Ah, yes. Okay. Well, we were curious about that, Jason, because, of course, we've been talking about Russell Wilson having to face his old fans or, maybe still fans. So I was curious, though, what are the fans thinking right now? I talked to Dr. Anut Gava about the concept of cognitive dissonance. Have you heard of that? When you hold two conflicting beliefs, like still being a Russell Wilson fan, but hoping the Broncos lose.
What it leads us to usually experience is confusion, but where it can also take us is that cognitive flexibility. And so hopefully after that fraction of a moment, or maybe even longer, of slight confusion, or maybe even a sense of slight betrayal, there is that reappreciation of what that person brings to sports, to that entertainment experience.
Yeah, just something kind of interesting to think about, It's about the sportsmanship and respecting the rules of the game and the other players, your opponents, of course. So good lesson there. But it'll be interesting, I think, for some of these fans.
Well, he did so much for the city. Got him a Super Bowl win and just kind of fell out of favor with the franchise over the last couple of years. So I would expect him to hear some cheers from the fans when he takes the field.
It'll be, I can't wait to see. You don't even have to leave your house, though, to watch the game tonight, and you don't have to change the channel either, because It's right here on Denver 7. Coverage starts at 5. Kickoff is at 6:15. And then stick around for our post-game show.